Hey, good morning and welcome to the chat session here on the This Way Network. I'm Rodney Allen Rippey, your host. My wonderful colleague, Nina, she just texted me, and I would like to ask for prayer actually for Nina. Actually, I just got an emergency text and it says, Rodney, I just got news. My mother's brother, my only remaining uncle, passed away this morning, and I'm making arrangements to go. And he says, and she says, as he had requested, I'm his only immediate family for service, and I can't be on the show. So everybody say a prayer for Nina. It's so sad. Her only uncle, her last uncle, passed away today. So may God bless her family. May God bless Nina as she coordinates and probably plans to take her trip to be with her family. So everybody, I had planned to have my wonderful co-host on with me, but under the circumstances, today we're going to be talking about finding more love and understanding in 2026. And so, as you know, there is a lot going on in the world. There are things in politics and weather and so many different things going on. And so all I can say is, that's what the This Way Network is all about. We're here. We try to kick off every Monday morning with great guests and great content. And Mika has come to say hello as usual. Stop, Mika. Goodness gracious. She always wants to say hi. Mika. Oh my goodness. You're such a ham. Okay. Hello, everybody. That's Mika. Mika. Yes, Mika. Stop it. Nope. No kisses are necessary. Okay. Stop, Mika. All right. Now, Mika always has to get into the act anyway. But today, we're just talking about how to kind of kick off the new year. And, how can we do this? How can we do this with more understanding and love? Well, again, I believe that it takes a lot of internal reflection. We have to look into ourselves. We have to kind of put ourselves in other people's shoes. A lot of times people don't do that. People are very, what about me? What about me? That's a great thing. I understand. But the most important thing is to consider, how can we manage to be able to do this and everybody be taken care of? And I understand a lot of people say, well, that's impossible. Well, with negotiation and people being understanding, because, we all got feelings, we all have needs. So it's kind of like, how do we balance it? I think we need to do a much better job on balancing how we deal with one another and how we share. When you start talking about global resources around the world, you're talking about opportunity, safety, so many different things. Is there enough to go around? And so that's the big question. And so hopefully this year is a brand new, fresh start. Now, I'm telling you, we're just a couple days into the new year. And so I'm kind of curious, how do you feel? I'm open to any comments out there. It's just me and you guys today because my wonderful co-host Nina, she can't be here with us. And I just wanted to say that we have there's a lot of things going on. And we definitely need to know, how are we going to put all these pieces together for a much better 2026. Now, I was talking to some friends of mine and we were talking about just kind of recapping, the year 2025. And there are certain things that got accomplished, certain things didn't get accomplished, but the whole thing is, we're here. It's too late. Everything's behind us. So we got to keep rolling. And the best part of this thing is, 2025 was kind of a setup for some things. We got several things that, different people that I know are working on various projects, various things, various goals. And so the question is, if you had goals that you just almost closed in on, but you didn't get it, don't be upset. Hey, you already are in progress. You got things in motion. Keep pushing forward, people. Now is the time for you to press forward and kind of zero in early at the top of the year. And big shout out goes to my one of my colleagues, Bill Montgomery with the Hidden Pioneers. Bill's excited about the 2026 uh, Global Diversity Summit. That's going to be happening February 28th. Bill was real excited about that. Matter of fact, I could have popped up he had sent me an email, actually. Bill had sent me an email. Let me see if I can find that email. And so Bill had sent me something over because he's really, really jazzed about the Global Diversity Summit. He's got some great people that are going to be there. It's going to be over in Brea, California. I'm sorry, not Brea, Corona, California, once again. And he's pretty jazzed about it. And I said, well, Bill, you know what? We're gonna get this thing rolling. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to save this flyer here. Let me see if I could save the flyer, then we'll be able to pop him up here. Um, and you know, for the most part, it's always one of these things that when you when you have year after year, you put these things together and you say, hey, how can we manage to make this year better, bigger than last year? And that's an exciting thing. And so many times people are really working towards these fantastic goals of things that they need to get accomplished. And I told Bill, I said, hey, we have some fantastic people that we have met over 2025. And so, it's almost a pretty good feeling because, we've got some things already, already going. And so we just got to keep plugging along, making sure that we hit all of our marks. And of course, take care of whatever little loose ends that did not get tied up. And so I'm pretty excited for him. I said, well, Bill, the Hidden Pioneers, they're looking into the 2026 school tour. And Bill was telling me, he goes, man, I got this goal. We got to do 100 schools, to go out and talk to the kids about science and technology and research, engineering, the arts and math. And I said, okay, Bill. And so it's one of these things that when you have that type of a goal, and he says, look, we have a big ask. The ask to all of our supporters is $1 million. We got to go for $1 million run because we do have a budget of $10,000 per school. And so that budget is important because when we get into having an opportunity to, per se, bring guests, we might have to fly people in. And when you start talking about going to school tours, we want to give the youth, not only just here in Southern California, but across the nation, the very best we can. Let me see if we got this. Where is that? Hey, there we go. That is the summit here. There you go. 6th annual. I'm going to hide behind it here. I'm going to hide behind it. But it's the 6th annual Hidden Pioneers Educational Summit, February 28th, 2026, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And it's going to be over in the city of Corona. Yes. And it's going to be a great, great time. A lot of industry leaders. There's going to be a chess tournament. There's a lot going on there that day. So I'll share that. Actually, I will. And in the chat, matter of fact, in the chat area, I will give you some information. If you go to www.hiddenpioneers, yep, hiddenpioneers.com. There you go, hiddenpioneers.com. If you go here, Hidden Pioneers, yep, I got it in.com, you can actually, um, learn more about Bill Montgomery and the team. It's not just Bill. Bill has close to over 50 VIPs who are legends in, again, science, technology, research, engineering, the arts, and math. We actually have a dear colleague, Bootsy Collins, the funk master. Boom, 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 plays the funk music. If you remember Bootsy Collins, he's a hidden pioneer. We also have Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. He is a Grammy Award winner himself, music producer, artist. He's part of the Hidden Pioneers. We have, wow, so many people. Emmeline King, the first African-American female to be hired by the Ford Motor Company in the design division. We want more young ladies to know, hey, it's not just all guys. You young ladies can get out there. You can learn how to design cars. And the thing about Emmeline, she told me, she goes, you know what? You don't have to design the whole car. Just design certain little things and you could still be part of this big world of transportation technology. So big shout out to Bill Montgomery. I'm also working with, a dear colleague of mine. His name is James Andrew Luna, Tailored to the Stars. James actually has something called Legally Blind, the Legally Blind clothing and products. Think about the visually impaired. And again, this is about thinking about more love and how can we help our fellow man. There's a lot of visually impaired people out there, blind and visually impaired. James Andrew Luna, Tailored to the Stars, he actually God has blessed him with a concept, and he is looking to be able to enter the consumer marketplace with a technology that's going to help the visually impaired and the blind. So it's an amazing time, and we are really excited about that. So definitely, we're stoked about so many different things. Hey, colleague Marvin Spruill, Country Soul Music Awards. That's been a project in progress for many years now, but we are zeroing in on all the elements and hopefully going to be able to get this thing rolling this year. We're expecting, and hopefully I'll have him on, hopefully have him on with an interview. And we have to, hey, people, we have to keep an eye on the local news. Everybody is trying to figure out what exactly is going on down there in Venezuela. And our wonderful president, President Trump, has, I don't know all the details, but my phone started ringing and going crazy. And people said, do you know what just happened? And I was actually at another major event this weekend. I was not near my phone or computer because I was in the middle of a major project. And so people are starting to wonder, and the real crazy thing about this is, they're saying that our president has went down and literally apprehended the president of Venezuela and brought him to America. And I believe there's supposed to be something going on in the courts today, Monday, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of get a little bit of full picture on what this is all about and what he's doing. And again, there were questions if the president was part of, some bad things. And apparently something has been going on because that's a whole lot to do to be able to kind of put an operation like that and to go in and get the president of another, country. So we'll see how this is all going to pan out. I'm kind of curious what some of our wonderful viewers out here, what they feel, how they feel about that. And again, we have to understand that, that's a big thing. I mean, to be able to go into another country and go get someone that, is, people are saying that he's a bad guy, and the question is, the truth has to come out. So we're definitely gonna get to the bottom of this, because literally the whole world is watching. And so there has to be some hard, undeniable evidence that's gonna come out, that's gonna prove um everything that is being said. So, let's pray for the people of Venezuela. I'm sure that they have a lot of questions. And of course, everyone else that's involved in this whole operation. So let's just keep our heads together here and see what's happening. Well, everybody, something just happened out here in Southern California, and it was a huge event. And every year, January kicks off the Tournament of Roses parade. Now, this thing has been going on for a long, long time. So many people have been a part of it. They say on average 700 to 800,000 people are on the streets. This year it was a little light because we had some torrential rains, and the crowds were a little bit lighter than it has been in the previous year, but the show went on without a hitch. And so the parade happened. People all around the world watched these incredible floats. And so that was on January 1. But January 1 through the 3rd, there is something that's really neat. And it's called Float Fest. That's right, Float Fest. And so I was able to attend Float Fest. And Float Fest is actually, they stage a series of floats, and they allow the community to come in and get up close and personal to the floats. I actually have, for my wonderful viewers out there, I had some pictures here. Here is actually one of the floats that was there, that was presented. It was really, really incredible to be able to see the design and of these floats. So many hundreds of thousands of flowers, and these floats take a long time. First of all, it takes a whole year. So they're already working on the floats for 2027. They're already starting to lay out the design. People, entities, cities, states, colleges, businesses are getting themselves in alignment for the approval and presentation process to even get in. It is not easy to just be able to pop a float into the Tournament of Roses. And I have to say, I met the wonderful president, Mr. Mark Levins. He is the president of the Pasadena Tournament of Roses parade. Oh, and matter of fact, I actually have a picture. Da, 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 da. That's me. That's right. The gentleman in the red coat. That is the president of the Pasadena Tournament of Roses, Mr. Mark Levins. He's on the left. And the gentleman on the far right is Mr. Brian James. He's one of the other major top coordinators. And I was there, and people ask, well, Rodney, what were you doing there? Well, I was hanging out with a group of guys and gals. Well, it was actually one gal, and her name is Sarah Day. She was a singer, but it was mostly a guy ensemble, and is a dear, dear friend of mine, and a colleague of mine. His name is Toby Hero, and Toby and his group, he pulled together a wonderful collection of musicians. All these guys are heavyweights. I mean, just top-notch music artists. And I mean, they have played with, legendary bands. They all have been with platinum artists and Grammy Award winners. And so he kind of picked from his Rolodex of friends, and they all came out to support him. I don't want to miss sharing. But here's another float. And again, humongous floats, beautiful. I mean, you have to see these. If you've never been to the Tournament of Roses, you need to make sure that you come next year and be a part of this whole historical part. And again, big shout out goes to U.S. Army. U.S. Army was there. They had their semi truck, and the trailer kind of opened up to a stage. And man, the U.S. Army had a band out there playing live music, entertaining the thousands and thousands of people who came through Float Fest, and they braved the rain. And hey, they did not, go Army. They were there performing and networking with the community. So big shout out to our military. Whoop, there you go Army. And I was pretty happy about that, just to be able to kind of get around. Oh, and thank you, Elvira. She was able to, I actually streamed it live, the live music performance and of the music group, and they're called the Brown Sound and Toby Hero and the All-Stars. And so there was some pretty phenomenal people. And as a matter of fact, here's a little information. My pal Toby Hero, he was there with a guy named Greg Wright and also Marvin McDaniel. Marvin McDaniel, wow, super incredible guy. We were there. These guys are just phenomenal. I mean, these artists, you have to look them up. If you get a chance, please check out Greg Wright and also Toby Hero. Toby Hero, he himself is an incredible guitarist. Greg Wright, also another great guitarist, just, writer, composer. I mean, these guys do it all. And it's really remarkable to have been in the presence of these guys. These guys know music, and they are just phenomenal. And so they came out and they really put on a great show for the guests there at Float Fest, again, attached to the Tournament of Roses. Thousands of people showed up. And I have to tell you, even in the rain, people were there. There was also an element of education, sharing skills for success. So here's another beautiful float. If you really look at these things, these floats are so colorful. And when you look at it, it's hard to imagine that you're really looking at flowers and construction to put these things together. And this year, matter of fact, the Tournament of Roses, I had put together a master plan to have an exhibit attached to Float Fest called Stream Expo. And so I had people, matter of fact, I just literally got a call from JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Woo! These are people who are working hand in hand with NASA. And so here in Pasadena, we have the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, another great thing. If you ever come to California, take a tour of JPL. You can book a trip when you come to California. Put that into your plans. I know you want to go to Hollywood and Beverly Hills and go see the wonderful beaches and all the other fun things to do, but you got to remember, there's some great education things. Also, the Columbia Space Center, and it's called the Downey Space Center. That's down in Downey, California. Great things for education, something for the family and your children. If you bring your kids here with you and you're on vacation, check out JPL, check out the Downey Space Center. Two fun educational things if you're into space and technology and all that good stuff. But I'm trying to see how many other pictures. Here's another picture of the floats that were there. Big shout out to Kaiser Permanente. Kaiser Permanente was there, the big hospital chain, and they were there. They had a float, and it's incredible. These floats are probably $1 million. by the time you get into the design and all that fun stuff and you put these things together, and again, you got to have a lot of volunteers because these floats take months and months to build. And so the Tournament of Roses was talking to me, and I had presented to them a concept about, you know, STREAM, which is science, technology, research, engineering, the arts, and math. And they said, well, Rodney, how can we have this activation connected to Float Fest? I said, aha, I got it. And I presented it to Mr. Brian James, and he loved it. And the concept was the design that goes into these floats. If when you go, you can go on Google and just Google Tournament of Roses, Pasadena Parade. Look at all the floats. All of them are so different designs, different mechanical things going on. Things are moving, things are bobbing up and down. There is a lot of engineering, and these things have to be made well. They cannot fail because the whole world is watching. They say on average 40 to 80 million people around the world are watching telecasts and simulcasts and streams from the Tournament of Roses. So you can't have a float and it break down in the middle of the, parade. Not a good thing. So I presented to the Tournament of Roses a concept to take a deeper look beyond the beauty of all the flowers, really get into the mechanical. So in 2026, I am praying now and crossing my fingers and everything else that we will have the Stream Expo, where we're going to be able to take a little deeper dive into and maybe have some diagrams, maybe be able to have a bigger presentation, a time lapse of showing how these things go from being designed to the frame, which is a lot of metal and welding and design. You know what? Back in the day, a lot of these floats had gas powered. I'm pretty sure that they're now electric. I'm sure they are. So they're probably electrifying things, and there's probably so much technology going into these things. So I really look forward to digging in. Matter of fact, let me go through the list. Here was the schematics for this year. They had it all laid out. It was beautiful. Big shout out to the presenting sponsor, which was Honda. Honda has been a presenting sponsor of the Tournament of Roses for many, many years. Huge sponsor. They had their float out there. And it was incredible. Also, people that were present at Float Fest, San Francisco Travel Association, Lions International, San Diego Zoo, Wildlife Alliance, Cal Poly University, Kaiser Permanente, City of Santa Fe Springs, Visit Mississippi, City of South Pasadena, Trader Joe's restaurant chain, the Rotary Club, Star Trek 60. I didn't see that. The UPS store, 2026 Tournament of Roses Parade Court, all of the models, of course, Lutheran Hour Ministries. Wow, praise the Lord. Didn't see that. CFP quarterfinal and the 12th Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential. Prudential Insurance, go Prudential. City of Alhambra. Wow. CFP quarterfinal 112. That was by Prudential. Sorry about that. They brought it up twice. Explore Louisiana, Downey Rose Float Association. Sorry for the long-winded, but I want to end the Sierra Madre Rose Float Association. I want to give everybody their flowers, literally, because these people put in thousands of hours to get these floats prepared. Shrinking. This is Apple TV and Warner Bros. Hey. Like to do a movie with you guys, work with you on that. City of Torrance, the Elks USA, Travel South Dakota, Princess Cruise Line. Hey, big shout out. These could be great sponsors for the This Way Network. Thought I will talk to them about that. I will actually send this to them, seeing how I'm giving them the plug. And Food for Health. Wow. The City of Burbank, California, La Cañada Flint Ridge, Go Bowling. They had incredible float. Go bowling. Matter of fact, where did I do with their flyer? I had a flyer from Go Bowling. I had a flyer. And it is around here somewhere. Somewhere. Well, check them out. Go Bowling. That is the bowling association to get more people excited about bowling. Remember back in the day, everybody used to love to go bowling. You get your whole family out, the kids and your dad and your mom. I remember my dear dad and mom, we used to love to go bowling. Anyway, I miss those times. But okay. And the Michael D. Swell Memorial Foundation, Sewell, I'm sorry, Sewell, I'm sorry, excuse me, Michael D. Sewell, a Memorial Foundation, they were present. One Legacy, Donate Life. You know, One Legacy, I had a kind of a relationship with them at one point. They are the little dot on your driver's license. Like, sadly, if you pass away or have an accident or something and you need to donate your organs, that's who they are. One Legacy, Donate Life. So if you haven't selected that, through your DMV, please, if you want to know more information, go check out One Legacy, Donate Life. California Community Foundation and Black Freedom Fund. Okay, didn't see them. Right on. Right on with the right on. Odd Fellows and Reebok. Okay, Odd Fellows and Reeboks. Okay, they were there. America 250. America 250. Matter of fact, America 250 was represented by Coca-Cola. And I've got a wonderful picture of that. I have their display. Da, 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 da. Here we go. Yes, we were at Float Fest and the All-American drink, Coca-Cola, was there. They were handing out Coca-Cola, plenty of Coca-Cola. A lot of people kind of, got to go easy on the Coke. Make sure you drink 2 or 3 glasses of water after you have one to help dilute it. That's a good thing. A lot of sugar and stuff there, but don't want to knock Coke because they are kind of delicious. But a lot of delicious stuff out there that still healthy. Remember that. Just go easy on the Coca-Cola, folks. Anyway, here is their display. They were handing out American flags. Where's my American flag? I actually got one of the. Yes, I do. Yes, I got it. Yep, I got my American flag. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. American flag 250. Big shout out. America 250. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. America 250. Big thank you goes out to Coca-Cola and all the people, all of our veterans, past, present, and future. Thank you. God bless you for keeping us safe and secure. A lot of people are wondering about the military and stuff like that and everything that's going on. So we definitely need to do that. Couple more announcements here. Kiwanis International and the Shriners Children's. Wow. That was a mouthful, folks. But these were, a lot of the representation there that was at the Rose Parade Float Fest Showcase. This was just some of the floats that were there. And there were far, far more in the parade, not to mention all of the local high schools and high school bands from all around the country performing, laying down some incredible music. I mean, these kids, these youth from around our nation were able to have an experience of a lifetime. I'm sure some of them, it was their first time ever in California, and they were able to come out here and have a good time. So shout out to all the young people and the parents and the school districts and the chaperones who made that possible. Yes, for sure. And we definitely are excited about that. So I want to get back to what actually had me there at Float Fest. And it was the guys and gals here from Brown Sound and the Toby Hero All-Stars. That's me right there in the front with the band. And man, we had Sarah Day, that's the young lady with the cool little hat, standing behind me, and all the rest of the guys. Let me tell you something. I was so impressed. I was able to get behind the scenes because prior to the event, there was a little rehearsal of Brown Sound and the Toby Hero All Stars. And so we were at a undisclosed location in Alhambra, California. Cool little studio rehearsal spot. And I mean, these guys were jamming. I mean, it was really cool. And I'm going to let you get a little ear on these guys. If you want to get a chance to book Brown Sound or the Toby Hero All Stars, get in contact with me because I'm kind of like the manager and the booking agent and the marketing guy for the band. And these are two bands, but they're all friends and they all jam together. And here's a little bit of, I believe this was just a little representation of the guys from Brown Sound and the Toby Hero All Stars. Yeah, so that was my guys there. The gentleman that was playing the keys, that was the legendary Nick Smith. Nick Smith. And I am so stoked. He gave moi, a couple of autographed CDs. And this guy was, he was on the Tonight Show. He was a legendary keyboardist and was there with them. I mean, and he just loaded me up. So I got Nick Smith. Look at that autograph. Well, you can't see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Well, no, let me see. There it is to Rodney. Yeah. I got me some CDs. So guess who's going to be jamming a little bit later? Moi. I'm going to be jamming. And so got a little bit of music. Yes, the atmosphere was great and really cool vibes. These people were fantastic artists. And matter of fact, I had another picture. They were, yeah. And so we were all there together. And here's a little bit, just so you guys can see the names. Again, the guys that make up Brown Sound, and this band is kind of expanding, this ensemble. But again, it's Toby Hero, Mr. Greg Wright, Marvin McDaniel, and the other part, Toby Hero and the All-Stars. Toby Hero and the All-Stars. That's Toby Hero, Mr. Edwin Livingston, Nick Smith, Mike Hunter, and Ronald Bruner Sr. And that Ronald Bruner was the gentleman that was on the drums. Mr. Mike Hunter. Mike Hunter has been a trumpet player with Lenny Kravitz. Man, I'm telling you, Nick Smith, again, on the keys, Edwin Livingston on the bass, just a fantastic guy. Just, oh, man. And of course, Toby Hero, there's a guitar company called Floyd Rose. Floyd Rose, Floy. Matter of fact, I should put them in the chat. If you want to check them out, you go to www.floyd, Floyd Rose. Yeah, Floyd Rose. I believe it is floydrose.com. And if you check them out, if I'm wrong, forgive me, it might be floydroseguitar.com. But if you go on there, you can actually see all of the legendary musicians who play Floyd Rose guitars. And Toby Hero, he is there. They have a huge list of all of these VIPs. Some of your biggest artists that I'm sure you know and love, they are playing these really cool guitars by Floyd Rose. So big shout out to them. Hopefully we will have them with us next year, and they will be able to be a part. And I definitely wanted to double check that. I should double check that if it is Floyd Rose Guitar, but definitely Floyd Rose Guitar. Definitely check them out. And I mean, just amazing people. So between the music and all of the things going on, the most important thing is, how do we get ourselves set up? How can we bring that love? And music is a way of transpiring it. Music brings us all together. There are artists all around the world. There are actually, matter of fact, I went to meet them. And I'll give you, this is something some of you, some of our viewers out there, if you're into the music world, you can go to www.midem.com. This is a big music conference that I attended in France. And if you go to midem.com, this is everything you ever want to know about the music industry, being an artist, music distribution. If you're an artist and you got what it takes, you need to go to Midem. You need to plan on, matter of fact, it might be coming up like within the next week or so. I mean, because it's right around January, February, because it's all the way at the top of the year. So check out Midem.com. You guys will learn a lot. If you're an artist, if you want to get into the game of music distribution, that's where it is at. So you want to definitely check that out. But the reason why I was bringing up Midem was because there's so many different people out here from around the world. And I was at Midem, and there was an organization that brought warring nation. I'm talking about there were people who were at war at that very moment. It kind of was uneasy knowing that these were people that were literally at war at the moment of being at Midem, but they were there playing music together. And I was like, it kind of makes the hair stand up on your arm, because when you're in the middle of a war, you are in war. And to have people representing these completely opposing sides, and they're there playing music together, amazing. So, and that's the type of things that you find going on at these big, huge music conferences. It's the networking, it's the understanding, it is the building of bridges of humanity. And it's just a beautiful thing. And another colleague is Alatino Brown, and he's got he's put together something called oh Lord, Alatino's going to beat me up. It is Project Tapestry. And so Alatino's putting together, and he's trying to bring nonprofit organizations together so that funding can pour in on Project Tapestry, and Project Tapestry can seed other nonprofits, because a lot of nonprofits, they struggle to raise money. So he's got a concept and a vision and a dream to have Project Tapestry, where all these nonprofits are under one umbrella and they can all help each other. So great concept. Wish him all the best. Hopefully we'll have him on one of these days. But I have to tell you, between all the things that we're seeing in the world and we definitely need to kind of pull it together, people, pull it together and try to do our best to remember that we are all brothers and sisters in humanity. We all look different. We all may sound different, but you know what? God had put us all together on this wonderful planet. And we don't have anywhere to go as of yet right now. I know NASA, they're doing some big plans to try to find more residents, or room for residents. Quick question. Would you want to live on the moon if you could? Would you? I mean, would it be net? Think about that. If you could live on the moon, would you live on the moon? That's a pretty heavy question. I'm gonna have to talk to Nina about that because Nina had a little experience working around NASA too. So she is a very techie young lady, and it is it's amazing, the people that you find. And there was another nice lady that I met there at the Tournament of Roses at Float Fest, and she had a dear friend from JPL. She worked at JPL and worked at NASA. And so hopefully I can bring her on and so she can tell of her experience. She's got some interviews and things that are just legendary. But everybody, I have to tell you, it's an amazing, amazing time that we're living in. And we have to really put our best foot forward. And I'm really interested to know what some of you think about where we're headed as a nation here in California and United States, and where we're headed in the world. I mean, because we've got some major work, and now technology is pushing harder and harder to move things faster and easier. And so, there's some incredible things. Oh, I almost forgot my guy. There you go. Nick Smith, he's got a big event coming up at the Catalina Jazz Bar and Grill. That's at 6725 Sunset. That's coming up Friday, January 9th, 2026. Man, matter of fact, I already have my ticket because he's invited me to go check him out. The Nick Smith Trio. There it is right there. The Nick Smith Trio plays McCoy Tyner. Man, this is going to be incredible. Nick Smith on the piano, Marvin Smitty Smith on drums, Weldon Scott on bass. Going to be some good music. Matter of fact, if you are in Southern California and you would like to go and you want to get you a ticket, let me give you some information here. And I'm going to put down Nick Smith Music.com. There you go. NickSmithMusic.com. Make sure you check that out, people, because that's my guy, man. He's a great, again, gonna be over there at the Catalina Jazz Club. There you go, Catalina Jazz Club, right there. Oh, tickets $35.90 to $46.70. Doors open at 7 p.m. And showtime is at 8:30, so you can come through. They got good food. Definitely check it out. Matter of fact, I'll put that in the chat too, and so you can definitely check that out. And oh no, that's Hidden Pioneers. Hold on. Oh, here we go. And here we go. Nick Smith. There you go, Nick Smith. There you go. Nick Smith Music. Sorry about that. I matted him wrong. NickSmithMusic.com. Learn a little bit about Mr. Nick Smith. I met him and his lovely wife. Matter of fact, he is such a romantic guy. He's such a romantic guy. Artists, a lot of times when they're doing music, it's really kind of about them and maybe some other beautiful lady or, on the thing. You know what? Hey, that is his lovely wife. That he said, you know what? I love her, love her, love her. I love her. And Romance, that's the name of the CD. And that's him and his lovely wife, and that's her on the back. Oh, so cute. Look at that. That is, you know what? Not only does he have the right heart as a musician, he's got the right heart as a man, and that he loves his wife tremendously. He told me things that make you tear up about his wife. He was like, you know what, Rodney? I met her, and that was it for me. I was done as soon as I met her. So he met her, and it was like hook, line, and sinker. So anyway, Nick Smith, and let me put in the chat also another great thing. If you're visiting Southern California and you want to take in some great entertainment, they have shows all the time, and you definitely want to check them out. Again, that is the Catalina Jazz Club. Boom, there you go, folks. Take that down. You can check them out again. Hot jazz. That's right, with the man himself, Mr. Nick Smith, coming up January 9th. That's just Friday. That's the Friday, the end of the week. Whoop, whoop. Guess who's got plans? Rodney's got plans. Friday. Yeah. And so tickets, 35 big ones, or you say 36 big ones, or 47 big ones. There you go. Depending on where you want to sit. If you want to be all the way up front, so make sure if you want the good seats, 47 big ones. And so big shout out again. That's the last plug for my guy, Nick Smith, and the Nick Smith Trio. Man, I'm excited about him. And, we are here to support, again, science, technology, research, engineering, the arts, and math. So many people, everything in life, touches on some of these things. Hello, Mika. Gosh, why do you need to get up on the screen? Do you know she is never happy? Whenever she sees me live, she has to get into the scene. Are you a ham? You are a ham, aren't you? Why? Why do you need to? Okay, listen. Hey, ma'am. Listen, I'm in the middle of a podcast. I need you to kind of be cool. Okay, there we go. Wow. If I don't give her a hug or a little attention, she'll start, and I don't want her, not necessary. Anyway, but everybody, we have to rock and roll on everything this year. This is a great time. I'm trying to think of anything and everything else. Also the Legally Blind car show and benefit. That's coming up February 14th. I believe that's going to be February 14th. That's going to be on Valentine's Day. And we are planning on having a big car show. James Andrew Luna, I'm actually co-producing with him, helping him get this thing together. So it's going to be cool cars and lovers. Bring your coolest cars out. And we're working on the location. We believe, fingers crossed, it's supposed to be happening in Fullerton, California. And so we're getting a location. Hopefully this week, maybe tomorrow, I will actually be doing a site walkthrough, and hopefully we can get everything kind of locked in. And then we're getting ready to start calling all the car shows and sponsors. And again, hopefully having some nice prizes. And we're going to try to have this to be a very romantic and cool thing. And we are raising awareness for the blind and the visually impaired. So we're excited about this. Happy for my colleague, James Andrew Luna. Good guy. We've got a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. And so also to dear colleague of mine, Donald Randall, we're working on another project that's actually, we have a lot of rare footage from car shows. And the thing about it is he wasn't shooting video, he was shooting film. So he was out using an 8mm camera, and so his footage has a different look. It's much warmer, it takes you into the scene a little bit differently than just using your digital cameras of today. So big shout out to him. And hopefully, we're going to have some things that projects and things that we're working on. Also, um, I'm working with a great group of guys on a television show concept, and we're pretty excited about that. And it's going to raise a lot of awareness for young people, and some different organizations and kids who are dealing with real serious health issues. But we're going to kind of make it fun, and we're going to be raising funds and doing this. And we're excited about it. We're really excited about projects and things that are in the works for 2026. And so, and remember, everybody, we want to make sure that we got to make sure that we get out there and support one another, make sure that we do this. Oh, and here is a message that's coming in from Nina. And here it is, everybody. It is not, oh, it's not a brother. No, it's her uncle. Okay. He was almost 99 years old, and he had been having some health issues, but oh wow. And it was about a year ago. Okay. And so this is he lost his last her last remaining uncle, and he was almost 99 years old. Well, thank you. God bless you, Nina. Everybody, make sure you put a little prayer up for Nina and her family. Definitely, we definitely want her to know that we love her and we care deeply, and we will. I'm hoping that she'll be back with us next week. Everybody, again, we definitely want you to have a great week. Hopefully the rains have kind of started to subside a little bit here in Southern California. Boy, it has been raining cats and doggies out here. It has really, really been coming down. And it's all, it's a good thing. We do need to have extra water. We can never have enough of that beautiful natural resource called water. And it's one of the most precious things we have. We have to protect it, and we have to conserve it. And we definitely need to do that. So we definitely have a great we may have a lot of things and out there. And again, and Elvira, all the way from Poland, she says, Nina, may your uncle rest in peace. Yes, God bless him. May he find wonderful times there in heaven. May we all find these ways. And if you don't know how to get to heaven, make sure you go talk to somebody. Go talk to your local pastor. Find the way. Get your, I have my Bible around here somewhere, but find a way to look into yourself and always think, there is the afterlife, and you want to be prepared. And so a lot of people say, well, there is no afterlife. And well, the one thing you don't want to do is say that there's no afterlife and there's nothing, and just kaput when you die and you find out you were wrong. That would be a problem. And, you don't want to be like, there's more, there's an eternity there. And, and man, so make sure we be wise in every aspect of that. But everybody, God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. May you have a blessed week. And, let everybody know you love them. And literally take care of yourself, eat well, be safe out there, and have a blessed and wonderful week. Yes, Mika, goodness gracious. Okay, girl. Yes. And on that note, I'm going to bring this thing to a close. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the video. No kisses are not necessary. And I will see you guys, God willing, next week, right here at 8:30 a.m. on the This Way Network, the chat session. We're still working on a very big interview, and hopefully we will have these things locked down. We got more great guests coming. We're excited about the show and where it's going. And so everybody, see you later, Mika. Thank you for giving me kisses. She's giving me kisses. Yes. Thank you for the kisses. And I am going to sign off now. So everyone, God bless you. Have a great week. And thank you for being a part of the chat session here on the This Way Network.